round and round, and release and go forward again. So as soon as that horse becomes soft like that, and kick her again, make her walk with some energy, as soon as that horse gets soft like that, she will totally release that rein. So we're teaching this horse to yield to the pull on the bit, and we're actually teaching it right now to bend a little bit. This time we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to ask it to stop in that bent position. So step 1, energy, make the horse walk forward with energy. Step 2, slowly open that inside rein. Slowly start to bring that head around and keep kicking the horse. We don't want it to stop, we want it to actually keep going. Bring her head around, bring her head around. Now she's gonna have to keep that left hand out there and jiggle it, or else the horse is gonna try to straighten its head when it stops. And jiggle, 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 keep kicking, and now she's gonna say whoa and push down, but she's not, whoa, where did your hand go? All right, go forward again. So she forgot and brought her hand back to her body. Her hand must stay out wide. So energy, make the horse go forward, and she's gonna keep her hand really out wide this time. Energy, energy, energy. Pull her nose towards your foot very gently. Keep her going, little tiny kicks. Get her nose right around to 9 o'clock. That's it, yielding, good, keep going. Now leave your hand out there. Push down, keep going a little more. Keep going, good, pull her nose, pull her nose. Now push down on both heels and say whoa, but leave your hand out there. Whoa. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That's it, and release. So every horse is going to do exactly what this horse did. It's going to try to take its head away back to straight because it's more comfortable. We want to teach it to be comfortable, to be able to just stop and rest and still have its head around by the rider's foot. Why? Because later on, when you're doing bending and leg yield, even turn on the haunches and haunches in and two-track, your horse is going to have to do these activities with its head off center. So the safety aspect of this is what we need to remember. The rider is now going to demonstrate that inside rein again, just with the horse still. The rein must be open, out wide. Open her rein way out wide. So even when you ask the horse to stop, that hand has to stay there. Very nice demonstration. If she brings her hand back to her side, if that horse wants to resist, that horse is going to interpret that rein by her side as a pull-back rein, and the horse may run backwards or resist or even rear. So the key part for instructors is keep that rein open, wide the whole time, and if the horse shows any resistance, then just have them ride forward again. In Rider 1, we introduced you to the direct rein. When we stop and when we back, we use 2 direct reins coming back towards our hip to create that. Now we're going to talk about using 1 direct rein to help the horse turn. When the rider uses 1 direct rein, they pick up that soft contact on the horse's mouth and pull evenly until the horse turns. While they're pulling with 1 direct rein, the other hand yields or just moves forward a little bit. They also are now asked to use their legs. As a Western rider, when this rider turns left, she will open her left leg and push on that stirrup a little bit and hug or close the door with her outside leg. The diagonal line is a straight line coming from corner to corner. So we're going to watch the sorrel horse come across, straight line, straight across through the pylons. It's really important, instructors, that you don't allow these horses to fall in when they meet the rail on the other side. So if you put cones out and require them to go between the cone and the fence, then that won't happen. When we ride the diagonal line, we go around the short end of the arena, then we come across and we go about 3/4 of the way down the long side of the arena, meet that long side before we go into the corner. It's important that we don't ride exactly corner to corner, because then we usually encourage our horses to drop shoulders. In Rider 2, our expectations for the jog are that the rider will have good balance, good focus, quieter hands, and a little bit more suppleness and rhythm in the hips. We'll watch this rider jog now. Basic position is there, hands are quiet, she's looking ahead, and we'd like to see how soft she can get in the middle of the horse, and that she's actually letting the horse move her a little bit as she moves forward. So she's nice and soft and nice and relaxed. So here we have a typical Rider 2, still a little bit braced in her hips, not finding the rhythm as easy as we would like her to. And so that's just a skill she's going to have to work on. But she's definitely sitting it a lot quieter than our Rider 1s did. So we're going to help her with that rhythm, that 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So our job as coaches is to help this rider feel that shock. Every time the horse's feet hit the ground, we're going to say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, left, right, feel your hips moving. When we ride the jog, our hips should move in the same rhythm as the horse's hind legs. When that horse steps forward with his hind legs, notice this mare's hip falls as she steps forward, so the rider's hip should fall as well. So again, the hips will be left, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the more we can get her to work on this, we need to do that exercise again with somebody leading her and getting that balance and feeling that rhythm. So now that we know that our Rider 2 can walk and jog and turn the horse, now we're ready to challenge various sizes of circles. So we're going to watch the rider as she walks a small circle. Again, they must have markers. So we can tell them, look ahead to the next marker. As you pass that, look ahead to the next marker. As the horse comes around this circle, we should see that she has that horse's head tipped slightly to the inside. So she's using a direct rein. If the horse resists, she will open that rein until she gets the horse to bring its head to the inside a little bit. Then she'll go back to a direct rein. And she'll walk that circle one more time, keeping the horse going forward, good focus, soft hands, tipping the horse's head to the inside just a little bit. Notice how soft her hand is. Now, when she's halfway between the black jug and the next black jug, she's going to start thinking about the jog. And right about now, she's going to ask the horse to jog, and it should start jogging right there. So we need to give our young riders visual aids to help them get the transitions when we need them. Again, now we're looking for her to stay soft, supple, relaxed, no hanging on with the legs, quiet hands, and tipping that horse's nose slightly to the inside at every turn. So at every cone. She doesn't have to keep pulling on it all the time, or else the horse will end up way in the middle of the circle. By the time we've worked on Rider 2 for several weeks, our riders should now be able to produce a jog, and then they should be able to lengthen that stride into a trot. So the first thing we're going to do in this part of the video is allow you to see where the diagonal is. The horse does not have a diagonal. It's the rider that has the diagonal. And all we're going to do is watch the horse's legs. Notice those two legs with the green bandages. Those legs land on the ground at the same time. And the two dark colored legs land on the ground at the same time. So whether you're riding a jog or a trot, this is how the horse moves. We say it is a 2-beat gait. 1, when one pair of legs move, and 2, when the second pair of legs move. So how do you see diagonals? Well, first of all, you have to watch that outside front leg, or you could use any leg, but I'm just going to use that outside front leg with the green bandage on it. Watch it, and every time that leg leaves the ground, say to yourself, now, 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 now. So it's not saying it when the foot is in the air or when the foot is on the ground. It's saying it when that leg leaves the ground. So that's the first thing you have to see to be able to see the rider on the correct diagonal. So it would be now, 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 now. Now we're going to watch the rider. So you continue to watch that leg. Our rider's going to rise trot, but we will continue to watch those legs. Get that rhythm in your head. Now, 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 now. Now blink a couple of times and let your vision see not only that leg, but the rider's seat. Is that rider going forward when you're saying now, 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 now? And this rider is on the correct diagonal. So we're going to let you develop your eye now. So we'll have the rider sit again and watch that green leg. Get that rhythm. Now, 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 now. All right? And if you watch the rider, you noticed for a few strides, she was incorrect. And now she is correct again. So we'll just keep watching her. Now, 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 now. So it's developing your focus to be able to see the green leg of the horse and the seat of the rider at the same time. In the first instances, we will stare, and that's very hard to see the whole picture if we stare. So do stare at that front leg until you've got the rhythm in your mind. Keep saying it to yourself, now, 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 and now blink a few times so you can see the leg and the rider's seat. Now, 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 now. And she is on the correct diagonal. So there are three ways that a rider can find this diagonal. The easiest way that most riders start with is to actually look down. So we're going to watch this rider as she jogs around the corner here, sitting trot or jogging in Western. Now we'll see her look down at the shoulder, and she's going to go up when the shoulder goes forward. And again, if you look, you see the red leg going forward. Now, now, now. If you blink, you'll see her seat going forward at the same time. A second method that teaches the rider a little bit more feel involving the horse is to have the rider actually feel the horse's shoulder go forward. So what this rider is going to do is she's going to put her hand here, both at the walk and at the sitting trot, and actually feel that leg go forward. And instead of looking down, she's going to rise as she feels that shoulder start to move. Feel that shoulder, eyes up, and pick it up by feel whenever you think you can feel it. Got it. And don't expect the riders to get it correct every time. But by the end of their rider 3, they should be able to get it most of the time. We have worked hard at trying to sit this jog, and we've been talking ever since the beginning about having rhythm. So what we mean by that is the rider not only sits still, but their hips follow the action of the horse. So just like I can stand like this, and I can do this with my hips and move them, my shoulders aren't moving, just my hips are moving. The rider can do the same thing, and we'll watch him do that. So he just follows that rhythm of the horse. And what he's going to do as this horse jogs forward is when this horse moves this leg forward, this hip is going to drop. He's going to feel that. So this is the third way to pick up diagonals. He's going to feel her hip drop, and he's going to let his hip drop. And when it goes up, he's going to go up with it, and he will be on the correct diagonal. So let's watch him go now. So he's going to move the horse forward into a jog. so go ahead. And we're gonna watch him just at a jog for a little bit and see that rhythm. Okay, he's exaggerating it for us so we can see it. Okay, he's nice and relaxed and quiet now. And when he's ready, he will rise. And he should rise with that green leg. Got it. And he's asking the horse now to trot. What are our expectations for rider 2 at the rising trot? 1, they're not hanging on with their legs. They're going forward freely. The heel is down a little bit, and their effort is to move their body forward, not up. We really have to work hard at this stage to teach the rider not to pinch with those upper legs. Find the rhythm, follow the rhythm, and move. If they're comfortable, now is the time for them to encourage the horse to move forward with a longer stride. Nice and quiet, but moving forward more so than at the jog. Rider 2 is such an exciting time for many kids because they get to lope. For others, it's kind of terrifying. But for the instructor, it doesn't matter which type of child you have, your job is safety. You have to set it up so you've got control. Now, let's take the time to talk about the rhythm of the Loafer canter. It is a 3-beat movement. So we've just spent a lot of time with you talking about the 2-beat rhythm of the jog, the 2-beat rhythm of the trot. Now we're going to change it and talk about 3 beats. So, what happens when the horse lopes or canters? The rhythm is exactly the same. They're both 3-beat. So this horse is now going to go off on the right lead. So I'm just going to talk to you for a few seconds about what's going to happen. When she gets moving and asks the horse to canter, the first leg in the canter is this back leg that does not have a boot on it. So that is going to be 1. Then the lime green legs land together, so that is 2. And the final leg to land is the inside front leg, the red booted one, and that is 3. So the lope or canter are both 3-beat movements. So how does the rider ride that? If you are a competent coach, you're going to talk to your riders about that 3-beat rhythm, trying to feel this happening. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we talked about the jog, where the rider, if he felt the rhythm, went like this. We talked about the trot, when the rider felt the rhythm, like this. Now we're going to talk about this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to put any physical or muscular effort into it. If you just sit relaxed, the horse will slide you a little bit forward, lift you up, and drop you down. It's kind of like riding a triangle. So it's staying calm in here. No hanging on with the legs. You're sitting in a tripod. You have your butt, you have both feet in the stirrups, so you are basically fairly secure. So our job as coaches is to get our students to ride with rhythm, feeling the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and not clutching on. So we're going to watch this rider now. She's going to ride off and pick up a sitting trot. And when she's ready, she will apply the aids correctly, and she will ask the horse to canter. Inside rein, outside leg, and canter. And we're watching 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Watch the horse's legs. Can you see? Outside hind, diagonal pair, inside front. Watch the rider's hips. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So she has a very nice rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's take a few seconds and just talk about what the aids are to produce the canter or lope. They are just slightly different from each other, but very similar. The first thing both riders do is get the horse's attention. So they will just squeeze those reins ever so slightly until the horse's ears come back. Then the horse is acknowledging that the rider is going to ask for something, and they're then ready to ask. Once she's moving the horse forward, when she wishes to canter, and we'll assume she's going to go off this way, then her left hand is going to increase the contact just slightly to tip his nose slightly to the left, just a hair. No longer is the right rein going to yield. She's actually going to hold on a little bit with that right rein, and that's called support, so that the horse doesn't bring his nose way over. We just want his nose just a touch to the inside. Then her inside leg is going to tell the horse to keep going forward, and it's going to prevent the horse from leaning its ribs in this direction. Her outside leg, and I'll just use this leg right now to show you, will bend at the knee and come back and just press to ask the horse to canter. We also make a smooching sound with our mouth as an extra aid to help the horse to canter. The aids to get the Western horse to lope are almost exactly the same. We saw the English use her inside hand and bring that direct rein slightly back. Western riders often lift that rein up a little bit instead of bringing it back. The reason for that is eventually these Western riders are going to ride with one hand, and so if they lift it up, that's closer to the one-handed position. We still are going to use that support rein. So she's just going to lift her outside rein to show you now, but her outside hand prevents the horse from overturning his head to the inside. The other difference with the Western horse, we talked about the English horse keeping contact with this leg.